Hi, my name is Katie. I'm going to be teaching a hour-long Vinyasa flow class. It's going to be focused around letting go. I'm really excited. So we can start in a easy seated position, which is just crisscross applesauce. Anywhere that's comfortable on your little mat. And while you're in crisscross applesauce, you can go ahead and bring your fingertips to the mat, just out beside your hips. Right now we're going to focus on our breath. We're going to zero in on that intention of letting go during today's practice, just letting go of anything that doesn't serve us or anything that we just don't want to hang on to right now. Just get rid of it. If at any point during today's practice you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, you can always come into a child's pose or easy pose or anything else that serves you in the moment, wherever's comfortable. Yeah, so let's get into it. So you can go ahead and start by rolling your head around on your shoulders. Just releasing the tension in the neck. We're going to stop with the left ear over the left shoulder. We're going to bring the left hand up to the right ear. I'm going to stretch the side of the neck here. You're going to keep the shoulders up and broad. You're going to really ground in through the sit bones here. You breathe into the neck. On your exhale, bring the hands down to the mat and roll the head out in the opposite direction from when you started. Go ahead and let the right ear find the right shoulder. You're going to bring that right hand up to your left ear. Keeping the left fingertips on the mat, stretching the side of the neck out, keeping the head and the shoulders back. We're going to bring the fingertips down to the mat. Now we're going to roll our head to the left. Couple big circles. We're going to switch sides, maybe to the right. You're going to meet me in a neutral spine with the crown of the head up towards the sky. And from here, we're going to take our hands, we're going to lift them up on our inhale, bringing the hands together in sit prayer. From here, you're going to take your right hand to your left knee, and on your exhale, you're going to come over onto your side, stretching through the side body. Making sure to keep the shoulders back. Breathe into the back here. And on your exhale, release farther into the stretch. On your next inhale, come up through center, bring the hands together. And on your exhale, you're going to take your left hand to your right knee, and the right hand is going to go over to the left on your exhale. Making sure to keep the shoulders back. Breathing into the back ear. On your inhale, you're going to come up and bring your hands together at the top. You're going to bring your hands down to your knees. Take a good deep cleansing breath here. And on your next inhale, you're going to broaden the shoulders, pushing the chest forward. You're going to look up towards the sky for a seated cow. And on your exhale, you're going to arch the back and drop the head down for a seated cat. We're going to do this for about 3 more rounds of breath. Lifting up for cow. Exhaling for cat. Grounding through the sit bones. Inhale for cow. And exhaling for cat. Next, you're going to meet me at a neutral spine. From here, we're going to inhale, bring our arms together, interlacing the fingers. We're going to lean back a little bit, bringing stretch into the back, broadening the shoulders, expanding the chest. And on your exhale, you're going to fold forward and let it all go. Making sure that the sit bones are still connected to the mat. And releasing all the tension in your upper body. And from that fold, you're going to lift up. You're going to come onto your hands and knees for a tabletop. Making sure that the shoulders are above the wrists and the hips are above the knees. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle. Love a little wiggle. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift the knees up off the ground. Grounding through the hands for plank. Making sure the body is in a straight line. The wrists are under the shoulders. And on your inhale, you're going to lift the left arm up off of the ground for a side plank. And we're actually going to bring the left foot out in front of the hips for a little variation. Makes side plank a little bit easier, but still challenging in the arms. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1. Drop back down to plank. Give yourself a good little wiggle. And we're going to lift the right arm up on our next inhale, bringing that right foot out in front of the hip for that side plank variation. We're going to hold here for 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back down to plank. And from our plank, we're going to push the hips up and back. We're going to ground into the 4 corners of the hands. This is our first down dog, so we can pedal out the feet here, doing whatever feels comfortable, maybe rolling over the toes. Making sure that you are opening up through your chest and shoulders. And from here, you're going to inhale, lift the left foot up off of the mat for 3-legged dog. If you want to, you can bend the knee to open the hip up a little bit. And on your exhale, you're going to shift forward, bringing the knee to the left elbow. Exhale, you're going to come back up. On your next exhale, you're going to bring that knee down to the right elbow for 3, 2, 1. You're going to send that foot up and back for 3-legged dog. Maybe bending the knee to open the hip up a little bit. We're going to move back into our downward dog. We're going to do the other side. So on your next inhale, you can lift the right leg up. Maybe bending the knee to open that up a little bit. On your next exhale, you can bring the knee down to the right elbow for 3, 2, 1. Send that foot up and back for 3-legged dog. Making sure to push into your hands. And on your next exhale, you're going to bring that elbow down to the left elbow for 3, 2, 1. You're going to send that foot up and back for 3-legged dog. Maybe bending the knee to open the hips up a little bit. And on your next exhale, you're going to come back into downward dog. Maybe pedaling the legs out here to get a little stretch going because that was a lot of work. And from our down dog, we're going to lower down onto the knees, keeping the hips up and back. We're going to release the upper body for a puppy dog pose. Making sure that your hips are above your knees, just letting go of everything in the upper body. Getting that nice good bend in the back. And on your next exhale, we're going to push the hips back for a child's pose. Extend to child's pose. Just releasing everything in the body here. Letting go of all of that hard work from those down dogs. I know my arms hurt. Maybe taking this time to reconnect to the theme of letting go. We're going to take 3 more deep inhalations in through the nose and out through the nose. And whenever you're ready, you can meet me in tabletop. I always like to invite wiggles into my tabletops because it just makes them more fun. And from here, on your next inhale, you're going to take the left heel and send it back. And you're going to pick up the right arm and send it forwards, making your arms and legs into a little line. If you want to, you can go ahead and bring that right hand back to your left ankle, giving yourself sort of a little tiger moment for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release back down onto the mat. Giving myself a little wiggle because we love a wiggle. Whenever you're ready, you can send the right heel back and the left hand forward for a balancing tabletop. And if you're feeling good for it, you can go ahead and reach back and grab the ankle for a little tiger moment. Hold that for 3, 2, 1. A little quicker. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and do that one again. So on your next inhale, lift the heel up, left heel up, and send the right hand forward. Go ahead and grab that ankle if you're feeling good for it, for a little supported tiger movement. We're going to hold that for 3, 2, 1. Coming back down to our tabletop, getting ourselves a little wiggle. And then sending that right heel back, left hand forward. Go ahead and grab the ankle for a little tiger moment. Holding that for 3, 2, 1. Coming back down to a tabletop. Of course, giving yourself a little wiggle. We love a wiggle. And on your next inhale, you're going to reach the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, you're going to send it through your armpit and bring that left shoulder down to the ground, left ear to the ground for a thread the needle. If you want to, you can take your right arm, bring it to your left thigh for a bit of a bind. You're going to let go of all of the tension in the upper body. Taking deep breaths through the nose. If you're in a bind, go ahead and bring that hand back to the mat. And on your next inhale, you're going to send the left arm back up to the sky. Exhale back down to the mat. And we're going to do the other side. So on your next inhale, send that right arm up. Exhale, send it through the armpit, bringing the shoulder down to the ground, the ear down to the ground. Releasing that upper body. You're going to take your left hand. You did it on the other side. Bring it around to your thigh for a little bit of a bind. You're just going to relax here. On your exhale, sinking a little bit deeper. Really letting go of the upper body. If you're in a bind, go ahead and bring that hand back to the mat. On your inhale, bring the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, bring it back down to the mat. From our tabletop, we're going to lift the knees up once more for a good old plank. We're going to ground into the hands. We're going to push the hips up and back for downward dog. Making sure to push into the four corners of the hands. Pedaling out the feet. Really broadening the chest here. And on your next exhale, you're going to shift forward, third plank. Roll the feet and come onto the tops of the feet. Making sure to keep your thighs off of the ground for up dog. Breathe here. Lift through the shoulders. Go ahead and flip the feet back so you come onto your toes. And push your hips up and back for a downward dog. We're going to do that one more time. So on your exhale, you're going to roll forward into upward dog, lifting through the shoulders and the crown of the head. Taking about 3 deep breaths here. You're going to push back into your downward dog for 3 deep breaths. And from our downward facing dog, we're going to walk the feet up to the top of the mat for a forward fold. From here, we're going to release everything in the top of the body, giving yourself a slight bend in the knees if that's comfortable. Just letting everything go. Maybe grabbing your elbows here if you want to give yourself a little bind. Just letting them kind of go limp. And on your next inhale, gonna halfway lift, bringing the hands to the thighs, broadening through the chest, keeping that bend in the knees. And on your next exhale, forward fold, releasing everything in the top body. Again, I love a good wiggle, so if you want to wiggle, you'll love a little wiggle. And on your next inhale, you are going to press into the four corners of the feet, swing the hands up and over for mountain pose, bring the hands together at the top of your head. And on your next exhale, you're going to cactus the arms, bend the back for a little back bend. Inhale, hands back together. On your next inhale, you're going to bring your feet together. You're going to bring your feet together. And on your inhale, you're going to bring your left foot up at about a 90-degree angle, balancing on your foot, really grounding through the right foot. You're going to bring your hands out in front of you for stork pose. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift the knee up for standing wind. Exhale, you're going to send that foot back for a warrior two, making sure that your knee is above your ankle. Your back foot's going to be at an angle. Lifting through the chest and bringing the arms out parallel to the mat. Broaden your shoulders here. Focus on your breath. And on your exhale, you're going to take your left hand and bring it down to your thigh. The right hand's going to come up and back for a reverse warrior. Making sure to breathe into the side body here. Bug. And on your next exhale, you're going to bring that right elbow onto your front knee. And you're going to sweep the left arm up. Make a straight line with your arm and your leg for an extended side angle. Making sure to focus on your breath here. Maybe feeling a burning sensation in the leg. And from here, you're going to bring your top hand down to the mat, bringing both hands inside of the foot on the left side, dropping your back knee down for a lizard lunge. Taking a little bit of time here to really feel this stretch in the hips. Sending your breath to your hips even. You're going to want to toe heel the foot in towards the middle of the mat. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift up for low lunge, keeping the knee on the ground. Give yourself a slight bend in the back. Really feeling that in your hips. On your exhale, you're going to straighten out the front leg, sending the hips back, toes towards the sky for a halfway split. On your exhales, releasing even deeper into this stretch. On your next inhale, you're going to come up to the front foot, lifting the back knee off of the ground for a runner's lunge. Hands on either side of the foot, making sure that the knee is above the ankle. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the back foot up to the front foot, and you're going to sit down in your little yogi squat, bringing the elbows to the knees, hands together at heart center, both feet flat on the ground. Really just connecting to your breath here. And on your next inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up and lift up into your tall mountain. And from your tall mountain, you're going to cactus the arms, bend back for back bend. Inhale back up to mountain. Bringing the feet together. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the right knee off the ground. Bring the hands out front for stork. Your next inhale, lifting that knee up for standing wind. Exhale, sending that foot back at an angle for warrior two. Your front knee is going to be over your ankle. Your back foot's going to be at an angle. You're going to bring the arms out straight, parallel to the mat. Reconnecting with the breath here. And on your next inhale, you're going to flip the front palm up and back for reverse warrior. Breathing into the side body here. Making sure to keep that knee over the ankle. On your next exhale, you're going to bring that front elbow down to your front leg, and you're going to sweep the right hand up and over to make a line on your body for extended side angle. Getting that nice burn in the thigh. From here, you're going to drop both of your hands down on the inside of your foot, dropping that back knee for a lizard lunge. Really connecting to the hips here, letting go of that back leg. You're going to want to toe heel the front foot in between your two hands. And on your next inhale, lift up for low lunge. Bring a slight bend to the back. On your next exhale, you're going to straighten out the front leg, sending the toes up towards the sky, shifting your hips back for a runner's lunge. On your exhale, you're going to fold even deeper into this posture. And on your inhale, you're going to shift up to your front foot, lifting the back knee off of the ground for a runner's lunge. And from your runner's lunge, you're going to bring that back foot up to the top of the mat for your yogi squat. Bring the hands together at heart center, pushing the elbows out against the knees. And on your next inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up and lift up into your tall mountain. On your next exhale, you're going to cactus the arms down for a back bend. Inhale, bring the arms back up at the top. Exhale, swan dive forward for a forward fold. Going to release the upper body here, just letting go of all of that good stuff. Maybe grabbing the elbows for a bind. Grounding through the feet, maybe giving yourself a slight bend in the knees. Maybe a little wiggle. I love a wiggle. And from here, you're going to place your hands steady on the mat. You're going to take your feet back into a downward dog. You're going to hold your downward dog for 3 breaths. And on your next exhale, you're going to lower down into dolphin for 3 breaths. And next, you're going to drop the knees. You're going to release into child's pose for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, you're going to lift up into your downward dog, shifting the hips up and back for 2 breaths. Next, you're going to drop the elbows down into dolphin for 2 more breaths, maybe interlacing the fingers here. And then next down onto the knees and releasing for child's pose for 2 breaths. Next, we're going to lift up into our downward dog one more time for 1 breath. Down into dolphin for 1 breath. And down into that child's pose. Here we're going to relax and just let go of our entire upper body and just reconnect to our breath and to our intent for this class. Breathing in through the nose and back out through the nose. And on your inhale, you're going to bring your hands together. You're going to lift up. And exhale, you're going to come down onto your right shoulder. for an inverted child's pose. Gonna let go of the upper body here. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, we're gonna lower down onto that left shoulder. Inhale, you're gonna come up to center. Exhale, back down into your child's pose. From here, we're gonna walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, keeping the hands flat. I'm gonna head down on the mat. I'm gonna hold this for 3 big breaths. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the right side of your mat. We're gonna hold this side for 3 breaths also. And you're gonna come back to your child's pose in center. And you're gonna hold that for 3 breaths. And from your child's pose, we're gonna find our way onto our back. And from our back, we're gonna keep our feet on the mat. On our inhale, you're gonna lift your left knee up and your right hand up for a little dead bug variation. Maybe if you want to, you can straighten out the left leg, but if that's not available to you, you can always bend it. On your exhale, bring that foot back down. Inhale, up goes the right side. Bringing that leg at a 90-degree angle. Exhale back down, inhale, up goes the left. Exhale back down, inhale, right side. Exhale down, inhale left. Exhale down, inhale right. Exhale down, and inhale, do both. We're gonna be a full dead bug. Just vibing. Simply vibing. And from here, you're going to drop the feet back onto the mat. You're going to lift your left ankle up to your right knee. And if it's comfortable for you, you can interlace the fingers behind the right side for a pigeon variation. I believe this is also called figure 4. Just breathing into the hip here. Making sure to relax your shoulders back down onto the mat. Breathing into your back and your hips. Exhale through center. Inhale, you're going to switch sides, bringing that right knee to the left, or the right ankle to the left knee. Interlacing the fingers behind the thighs. Really vibing and thriving right here. Your next exhale, release that. Bring your feet down onto the mat. And on your inhale, you're going to give yourself a big hug. You're going to wrap your arms around your knees. Squeeze up. You're going to release the left leg down onto the mat, keeping the right leg up. You're going to take your left hand, you're going to bring it to your right knee, and you're going to bring the right knee across your body, keeping the shoulder down on the ground, giving yourself a little supine twist. On your exhales, you're going to twist a little bit deeper. Inhales, you're going to lengthen through the back, making sure to keep both of your shoulders on the ground. Inhale back up to center. Go ahead and give yourself a nice big hug. Bringing the knees to the chest, head to the knees. Exhale, release the right leg down to the ground. Bring that left knee into the chest. You're going to bring that right hand to the left knee and pull that over your body, making sure to keep your shoulders on the ground. Giving yourself a little supine twist. Exhale, you're going to sink into this nice and deep. Really breathing into the back here. Inhale, you're going to come back up through center. You're going to give yourself one good old big old hug. You're going to bring your feet back down onto the mat here. Making sure that your feet are kind of like just below your butt. Making sure your fingers are kind of just barely grazing the heels. And on your inhale, you're going to shift the knees forward and lift the hips up very slowly. And this is bridge pose. And if you want to, you can pick up your left foot and bring it to your right knee for a little bit of a fun additive here. Making sure to keep the hips up. For 3, 2, 1. Lower back down onto the mat. Bring your foot back down if it was up. Just kind of resting here for a moment. Inhale, you're going to push the knees forward, lifting through the hips. Bringing that right foot up to the left knee if you did on the other side. We're going to hold this for 3, 2, 1. You're going to lower back down. And we're going to do one little normal bridge for those of us that not do a little normal bridge. Inhale, you're going to push the knees forward and lift through the hips, maybe interlacing the fingers behind your back. And slowly you're going to drop down vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly back down onto the mat till your hips touch. And then we're going to grab the feeties for happy baby. Just roll back out because it feels good. You know I love a wiggle. Just doing this for however long. And if you want to at this time, you can take any other pose that serves you, any inversions, any little last stretches you want to get in. For me personally, I invite you to bring your feet down onto the mat and windshield wiper their legs until you come into your Shavasana. Really slowly, kind of going back and forth. So your legs come out straight. And from here, you're going to do a full body stretch from the top of your fingies to the bottom of your toes. And exhale, you're going to bring the hands down to your side for Shavasana. And this is your time to really connect to your breath and let go of your practice. It's time to really connect to you and thank yourself for coming onto your mat today. Relaxing from the tip of your head, moving down to your eyes, letting go of the muscles in your eyes and your mouth. Next down to your neck, letting go of your neck and your shoulders. Releasing tension in the elbows and the hands and fingers, in the chest, in the stomach. Releasing any built up tension in the hips, in the knees. And lastly, the little toesies. If you have any tension there, give them a little wiggle and let them go. Take this time to connect to your breath. start to invite movement back into the fingies and the toes, giving them a good little wiggle. Waking up the sleepies, giving your body a little wiggle. On your next inhale, you can roll over onto your favorite side. You can make your way up to an easy seated position whenever you're ready. And on your next inhale, you're going to bring the hands up and around, meeting at heart center. Taking a moment to find gratitude for yourself, to thank yourself for showing up on your mat today, for showing up for yourself, and working to better yourself and doing some self-care. Yeah. Thank you for coming along with me. And that's all I've got for today. Thank you. Peace and blessings.